I'm not the only one on this show. I mean, hey, I'm not greedy. I'm not going to sit here for a half hour and tell you my complaints about cable television. I have my reporter standing by. She'll tell you everything that you need to know about rock and roll in New York City. I mean, if you want to, you just ask this girl. She'll tell you you could ask her anything and she'll know it. For the first time, we have Lisa Yapp joining us and the Yapp Rap.
Hi, I'm Lisa Yapp, and welcome to Yapp Raps. Each week I'm going to tell you all the things that are hot and the things that are definitely not. So why don't we just get started? It looks like tonight's shaping up to be nostalgia night with the likes of Bo Diddley, Junior Walker and the All-Stars, and Rick Derringer playing in clubs around town. So why not just stay where you are, relax, take it easy, because tomorrow night is going to be hot and heavy. Yes, folks, what we've been waiting for. Direct from LA on their way for their East Coast and European tour, none other than X. Yes, Slash recording artists. People have been lining up for 2.5 years in LA to catch this group. I mean, they were on the scene in LA before there was a music scene in LA. They're great. Their last LP, Los Angeles, was the #1, well, according to the LA critics, they picked it #1 for 1980, and their record sales are parallel for a small label. And Slash Records, yeah, it's a real small label. It's like 2 offices, 2 desks, and 3 people. It's really tight there. But what's interesting about this group is that if they just had a major behind them to promote them and to market them, I think they'd be as big as The Clash. It's going to be packed tomorrow. Check the papers. All I'm going to tell you is it's somewhere on 45th Street. So why don't you watch it and take it easy. But what's real interesting about this group is the producer, Ray Manzarek. Well, he, if you remember, used to play keyboards for The Doors. I have a picture of him here, which I'd really like to show you. Can we put the picture on? Yeah, that's Ray. That's Ray. And it's taken in 1968. I think it's very interesting. I think it's very, very interesting. And if you pan down, you'll see why they keep calling X close to The Doors. It's that Ray Manzarek connection. But that's Jim Morrison in '68, and right next to him, no, that's not Exene. That is still Jim Morrison. I've been listening for Nina Hagen a lot, and I really have yet to really hear her. I mean, in Boston, she's getting tons of airplay. I mean, that's all you hear on the radios is African reggae or Reliever Ivanuch or something like this. But I really think that she should get some play in New York. In fact, I have here a press release from her. I mean, it's like 4 pages. I don't know where it went. It's so hot, it probably walked. I mean, what this chick hasn't done hasn't been invented. It was so good, I probably couldn't even tell you half of it on TV. But it starts off that she's a refugee from East Germany, and oh my God, she's been a lover of everybody who she hasn't slept with. They're not created, but read this. It's the back of the album TV Glotzer. Nina Hagen. She grew up like many of us, yes. Divorced parents, Janis Joplin records. A dishonorable discharge from her youth organization. Now, I mean, who can't relate to that? So, listen, why don't I play a track? It's of Verlieven Ivanuch. It might sound a little familiar to you. Lena Lovitch wrote it. It's called Lucky Numbers. You might have heard it as Lucky Numbers, but you've never heard it like this. So let's take it away. Nina Hagen! Paul, tilt up and start. So you should really hear a version of White Punks on Dope. But back to New York. There's a rumor out that Debbie Harry of Blondie is going to be making her Broadway debut in none other than, yes, folks, another revival of Little Abner. You know, that show that made Edie Adams who she was? Well, of course, you know, Debbie Harry's playing Daisy Mae, what else? But also joining the Broadway bandwagon is none other than Don Kirshner, who's doing the first rock version of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, featuring the Elephant Man himself, David Bowie. You know, all I can say is that if David's acting career keeps progressing as it has been, he's never going to get around to that Scary Monsters tour. So, really, though, why should he tour? After all, when he's making all those great video rock pieces like the one I'm going to play for you tonight. So let's hear it. It's Fashion from the Scary Monsters album. Fashion, yes, not Passion. That's another Brit, like in Eklund, if that rings any bells. So let's take it away with David Bowie and Fashion. Well, it's pretty interesting, wasn't it? I gotta see it again sometime when I can hear it. But anyways, this is all for today. It's almost all the news I have. But I just want to let you know you don't have to watch the show next week. I'd rather that you go to see the Ray Beats because they're making their national tour. They're real interesting, and I think you'll enjoy them. So that's all the news for tonight. If you want to write me, if you're going to call me, if you're going to try and sue me, well, honey, then you just try and find me because that's it for now. Bye!